Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Switch Hitter Podcast. I am your host, Red, where we will be talking all things Yankees baseball. And boy, oh boy, what a week it's been. I'll give you your weekly overview, future cast, around the MLB standings, our pinstripe or rewind of the week, some news, and of course, our player spotlight of the week. Let's jump into it. On Tuesday, May 5th, the New York Yankees took on the Rangers at 7:05 p.m. with a 7-4 win. Cody Bellinger would get a double to right field. Aaron Judge would score in the bottom of the first. Ryan McMahon, who has been producing a lot for us lately, got his third home run of the year to center right field. Goldschmidt would score as well, bottom of the second. Jazz Chisholm Jr. would get his fourth home run of the year. Not quite 50 for 50, but he's producing. On a fly ball to right center field, bottom of the sixth. Cody Bellinger would get a second double of the game, his 10th of the year, on a line drive to right field. Ryan McMahon would score, Caballero would score, and Aaron Judge would get to third in the bottom of the seventh. And Goldschmidt would homer his second of the year to center right field in the bottom of the eighth. Player spotlight in that game, obviously, is Jazz Chisholm, who went 1 for 4, home run, and an RBI. On Wednesday, May 6th, the New York Yankees continued their series against the Rangers at 7:05 p.m. with a 6-1 loss. What happened? How did we score 7 runs the day before and now 1 measly run? Anyway, some highlights of that game. Aaron Judge would get his 15th home run of the year in the bottom of the sixth. It was a rough game for Warren, though. It would be 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, yikes, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, 2 home runs, an ERA of 3.46. Rough day. Thursday, May 7th, the New York Yankees finished up their series against the Rangers at 12:35 in a 9-2 win, so at least we bounced back a little bit. Cody Bellinger would get his third triple of the year to right field. Goldschmidt would score the bottom of the first, 0-1 for the Yanks. Grisham would double his 6th of the year to left field. Bellinger would score, Rosario would score, and McMahon would score in the bottom of the sixth, 2-4 Yanks. Escara would single to left field. Trent Grisham would score, 2-5 for the Yanks. And Aaron Judge would single with a line drive to left field. Escara would score, and Goldschmidt to second. Score would be 2-6 New York Yanks. Then Bellinger would single on a ground ball to left field. Goldschmidt would score. Aaron Judge to second. 2-7 New York Yankees. And Schumann would double his first of the year on a ground ball to left field. Trent Grisham scores. 2-8 New York Yanks. And as I mentioned before, McMahon is starting to produce for us. He would single a line drive to center field. Bellinger would score, 2-9 Yanks in the bottom of the eighth. This is a game I don't even want to think about. I don't even want to talk about because it made me sick watching it. On Friday, May 8th, the New York Yankees took on the Brewers in our first game of a 3-game series. We lost 0-6. Disgusting game. Disgusting game. Don't even want to think about it. 2 points. Very rough day for our boy Max Fried. He had 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, and a 2.91 ERA. Something looked up with him that game. Don't know what was going on exactly, but we haven't heard anything from the team yet, so we'll see what happens. On Saturday, May 9th, we continued our series against the Brewers in a 3-4 loss. Some highlights of the game. It was a close one. Goldschmidt would homer, his third of the year, top of the first inning. Goldschmidt would then produce again on the single line drive to third base. Rosario would score, Jazz Chisholm to third base, and Caballero to second in the top of the fourth. McMahon continuing to produce singles, a ground ball to center field. Schumann would score, but Aaron Judge would be out on third. And sadly, even though it was an exciting game to watch, we would lose the game on a sac fly in the bottom of the 10th inning. Schlittler would have another stellar performance, however, with 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 6 strikeouts, and an ERA of 1.35. What an ace. Sunday, May 10th, finished up our series with the Brewers in devastating fashion, a 3-4 loss. Aaron Judge would homer his 16th of the year on a fly ball to right field. Yankees are up 1-0 top of the first. Spencer Jones would single on a sharp line drive to center field. Caballero would score. Top of the second, 2-0 Yanks. Josh Chisholm would double, his 6th of the year, to right field. Bellinger would score. 3-3 New York Yanks, top of the 6th. While I've been talking glowingly about Ryan McMahon throughout the week, this game he just couldn't produce. He would strike out swinging in the top of the 9th, and again, the Brewers would win it in the bottom of the 9th inning. This was an interesting game because Rodon would make his season debut back from injury. His final line would look 4.1 innings pitched, 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 walks, 4 strikes on the day. He would throw 78 pitches on the day, and 42 of those was strikes. Not the best performance, but he's coming back from injury, so hope to see better from him. And on Monday, May 11th, the New York Yankees took on the Orioles at 6:35 p.m. in a 2-3 loss. Ben Rice would be back, and he would homer his 13th of the year on a fly ball to center left field. Grisham would score. Top of the third, 2-0 Yanks. But then the Orioles would score a home run in the bottom of the 7th, bringing the score 2-3 Yanks losing. And the Orioles would challenge a tag play. The call on the field was overturned, and José Caballero would be called out after caught stealing second base. Rough game to lose. 3-0 Yanks. That has been your weekly overview. We will now move over into our future cast for the week. Tonight, Tuesday, May 12th, the New York Yankees continue their series against the Orioles at 6:35 p.m. And on Wednesday, May 13th, we finish that series at 6:35. Friday is the start of the Subway Series, where the New York Yankees will take on the Mets at Citi Field at 7:15 p.m. The Subway Series will continue Saturday, May 16th at Citi Field at 7:15 p.m., and it will conclude on Sunday, May 17th at Citi Field at 1:40 p.m. And then next Monday on May 18th, the New York Yankees will come back home and they will play the Toronto Blue Jays at 7:05 p.m. That has been your future cast. We will now jump into the Around the MLB standings. So, sadly, for the first time this year in the American League East, the Tampa Bay Rays are leading with 27 wins and 13 losses. The New York Yankees are in second place with 26 wins and 16 losses. Not a good stretch for us there. The American League Central is led by the Cleveland Guardians at 22 wins and 21 losses, followed by the Chicago White Sox with 19 wins and 21 losses. The American League West is led by the Athletics with 21 wins, 19 losses, trailed by the Seattle Mariners with 20 wins and 22 losses. Moving over to the National League, atop the National League East, we have the Atlanta Braves with 28 wins and 13 losses, and way far behind are the Philadelphia Phillies, where they belong, with 19 wins and 22 losses. Top of the National League Central are the Chicago Cubs with 27 wins and 14 losses, followed by the Brewers with 22 wins, 16 losses. And for the first time this season, atop of the National League West are the San Diego Padres with 24 wins and 16 losses, closely trailed by the LA Dodgers with 24 wins and 17 losses. That has been your Around the MLB standings for the week. We will now move over into our Pinstripe Rewind. 67 years ago, on May 11th, totally unplanned by the way, 1959, New York Yankees catcher Yogi Berra's errorless streak of 148 games came to an end. What a streak that was. 148 games in a row without an error. Wow. And it was 67 years ago. Well, ironic. That has been your Pinstripe Rewind of the week. Let's jump into some news. So, Spencer Jones made his big debut. So our number 6 prospect struck out in 4 of his first 6 at-bats. First game against the Brewers, oh my God, he was flamed. They put him to the Wolves. Coming out, big season debut, and he's trying to hit 106-mile-an-hour fastballs. That's just rude. That's just brutal for him. But he'd eventually make contact on Mother's Day nonetheless. He would drill a 106.4 liner up the middle for a single, his first hit of his MLB career, and it would also come with his first big league RBI. So congratulations to Spencer Jones. Heard a story that he was going to give that ball to one of his family members, and they were all gone. So he ended up keeping it on his nightstand when out in Milwaukee. So congrats, Spencer Jones. Looking forward to seeing some more of you. Progress on Giancarlo Stanton is pretty slow, but I don't think anyone's in too big of a rush to get him back. We don't have any timeline on his return, but Boone has said that he is ramping up his running this week, and he should be back in a couple weeks. No definitive timeline, but again, the injury is not too worrisome, so not really anything to worry there. Stanton had a slow start to the season so far. Hopefully, you can get him healthy. I'm not expecting marathon running from him, but I just don't want him to get injured again. We're going to need him in October. Heal up, Giancarlo. So, we got some news. Caballero would get injured. It's nothing serious. MRIs were done. Nothing serious. He's not going to be out too long, but he's been placed on the 10-day IL due to his finger issue. He was trying to slide back to first base, and he jammed up that finger even with his mitts on. Now, with that happening, now Volpe has been called back up. He will be filling that shortstop position to, I'm sure, many people's dismay. Boone said Caballero should only need around 10 days to return from this finger fracture. Caballero obviously fought to stay off the IL as much as possible. While he didn't hit last night in 5-11's game, he did actually pinch run at the end of the game where he was struck out. He had his mitts on and everything, but he didn't hit, but he still ran. On the IL now, Volpe will be back every day confirmed as a shortstop for now, and they said that there wasn't any consideration for anyone besides Volpe. And they expect Caballero to be the starter again when he returns. If Volpe plays phenomenally well, he'll stay in. I don't anticipate that happening, but we'll see what happens. Never know. Day-to-day changes, and maybe the injury is more severe than we thought. Doesn't seem like it'll be that case, though. So hopefully Caballero's come back. We won't have to worry about Volpe. That has been some of the news for the week. I now want to jump into our player spotlight of the week, and that is none other than Cody Bellinger. The 30-year-old from Scottsdale, Arizona, is currently the right fielder for the New York Yankees, but he does float around. He signed his contract through 2023 on a 5-year, $162.5 million deal that runs from 2026 to 2030. He was drafted by the Los Angeles Dodgers in the 4th round of the 2013 MLB June Amateur Draft, and he played for Hamilton High School in Chandler, Arizona. Currently this season, he has a .272 average, a .334 OBP, 480 slugging, and a .814 OPS. Some facts about Cody Bellinger is that he is a 2-time All-Star in 2017 and 2019. He is a World Series champion with the Dodgers in 2020, National League MVP in 2019, All MLB First Team in 2019, National League Rookie of the Year in 2017, NLCS MVP in 2018, Gold Glove winner in 2019, a 2-time Silver Slugger Award winner in 2019 and 2023, National League Comeback Player of the Year in 2023, and he is the son of a former New York Yankee, Clay Bellinger. He played for the Los Angeles Dodgers from 2017 to 2022, the Chicago Cubs from 2023 to 2024, and of course, your New York Yankees in 2025 and on. Glad we can get his contract figured out last year. He is a welcome addition to the New York Yankees. Great averages, great player, great energy. I love having him on the team. That has been your player spotlight of the week. Hopefully we can finish out this series against the Orioles. We can bounce back from that losing streak and start winning some games. Looking forward to the Subway Series. Hopefully our players stay healthy. We're starting to lose players one by one to injury, but Rodon's back. He'll get prepared. Cole will be back soon. I'm just really worried about seeing Volpe back with the starting lineup. With that said, thank you so much for listening. As always, I have been your host, Red. Thank you for listening to the Switch Hitter Podcast. Let's go Yankees, and I will see you on the field.